Welcome to another episode of the Greatness Engineering Hour show. It is always a pleasure to have you with us. Today we are going to India and we are going to have an amazing guest as usual, and you will have the opportunity to talk about leadership and also learn about, this incredible journey of my guest. Just to give you a little bit of, insight, my guest today is Professor Rao. He is called the father of the soft leadership, and he is the founder of MSA Leadership Consultant in India. He's also an international guru with 42 years of experience, and he has authored 52 books, including the book that we're going to focus on today, See the Light in You. And the key thing with Professor Rao is passionate about serving and making a difference in the lives of others, and he has the vision to share his knowledge freely with 1 billion people. So a great vision, and I hope that you're going to enjoy the conversation today. Let us know where you're watching from, and please, don't hesitate if you're watching live to be part of the conversation and ask questions. And the Professor Rao is here for you, is here to really, enlighten you. And as you know, this show is about, greatness, is about helping you to go to the next level of your greatness. So don't hesitate, come in, let us know where you're watching from, and please, ask questions and engage with us. So without further ado, we're gonna start. Professor Rao, and I anticipate the conversation to be very enlightening and also very inspiring. So don't go anywhere. We are starting the show. Another episode of the Greatness Engineering Hour show, the show that is brought to you by the Mireille Toulekima Global Leadership Organization.
Real is important is if you just look at the word compassion, when it's behavior, it's something that can be learned, and it is something that we can embody through habits and through our daily actions.
To get this idea that if we interject this wisdom intentionally, I call them needle movers. It's the needle mover that's missing.
Don't deprive the world of your greatness. Please. Don't do that anymore. Dare to excel, dare to be sexy, dare to be you, dare to be the best version of yourself. Impact yourself positively, and from there impact others, and you are not alone. Welcome, Professor Rao, to the Greatness Engineering Hour show. It is a pleasure to have you, and I'm really, excited to have this conversation today
to know more about you, but most importantly, to discover, the fervor of soft leadership and understand, how you became, the person that you are, and also focusing on, one of your book, See the Light, and really, understand, what led you to bring this treasure to the world. But before we reach this, we start this conversation, I just want you to introduce yourself, because I've briefly introduced you, but if you can, complement or add things that you want us to know about you. So the floor is yours, Professor.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I'm Professor M. S. Rao. I read 52 books, including the award-winning book titled See the Light in You, for which the Nobel laureate, His Holiness Dalai Lama has written a foreword. This is the book for which His Holiness Dalai Lama, the Nobel laureate, has written a foreword. This book is about mindfulness. Uh, I was born in a toxic family and grew up in a toxic environment. And I have 42 years of diversified, including military, teaching, training, education, and business. And I'm a late bloomer with OCD, dyslexic, and ADHD. And add to that, the brain stroke has uh, worsened my health. And I was blessed to be alive after the brain stroke in the year 2021. I survived because of my positive psychology, because of the power of subconscious mind, and because of the healthy habits I acquired in the Indian Air Force. And I have mental challenges, physical challenges, and financial challenges. I'm 59 years old, and I was not blessed with the regular education. And I was a college dropout, and I joined at the age of 18. I joined the Air Force. When I was 15 years old, I had asthma. I was not keeping good health. I was lean built and short in height. Then I had a dream to become Indian Air Force officer. Then I did a little workout, and by 18 I joined Indian Air Force in the lowest rank as an airman, and I was 18 years old the Indian Air Force. And I was lucky that I came out of my toxic parents and toxic siblings, and I grew as a healthy citizen. I grew as a leader after I joined the Indian Air Force. And I acquired a couple of qualifications, including DME, BSc, MA, MBA, PGDBM, and my PhD soft skills in the year 2011. And my father-in-law has invited me to start business, but he backstabbed and betrayed, and also my brother-in-law also backstabbed me. So I had lots of challenges from my father-in-law and brother-in-law. Then I left business. Then I became a faculty member in the year 2011, and then I joined for PhD. Then I earned my PhD in soft skills in the year 2011. So after I became an author in the year 2010, I started writing books, and it is very close to my heart, and I'm passionate about the students. So I started writing books on students, leadership, executive education, mindfulness, then leadership training. So various kinds of books I have written. Then I have authored now. I have published 52 books. One of the books is very prominent. That is See the Light in You, for which the Nobel laureate, His Holiness Dalai Lama, has written a foreword. So this is the story. And also I have written a couple of books which are prominent, like this is the book. I am known as father of soft leadership. This is the book, Mindfulness. I have dedicated uh, Peter Drucker, the father of modern management, and Philip Kotler, the father of modern marketing, has written a foreword,
Mm-hmm.
and the father of outreach, a leadership code, and I am known as the father of soft leadership because I
Mm-hmm.
have published around 10 books on soft leadership. So this is how my journey with things have come. But
Mm-hmm.
in the year 20, 21, I collapsed and due to brain attack, the body was I didn't know what to do at that time. So lots of then I was put in the unit, and I would have been dead, but I survived because of my willpower,
Mm-hmm.
and it was during the second lockdown in India. So for the last 2 years, I have
Mm-hmm.
problems. I can't type with my right hand. Sorry, I can't type with my right hand. I write with my right. So I started doing physiotherapy exercises. Now I started walking, but still my
Mm-hmm.
right shoulder and right hand is numb. There is no
Wow.
sense of right hand. I'm doing certain physiotherapy exercises and I'm going to gym to get back to
Mm-hmm.
the track. So I had lots of challenges in my life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My and my two sons, and I had lots of challenges in the sense we didn't have a cot to sleep, and we slept on the floor for a decade in a single bedroom rented flat, and nobody came forward to support us. On the other hand, my own siblings betrayed, and so lots of challenges
Mm-hmm.
I underwent,
Yeah.
and
And I can see, yeah, it's
I'm lucky to be survivor of the breakthrough. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so lots of challenges, and that I really commend, you
Listen,
being able
uh,
to come out, after all those challenges. And that's really what I really wanted to ask you is, what, what did you use, what are the strategies or whatever is, the leadership that you use to be able to, rebound all the time, having those challenges, and then, finding yourself in a very difficult situation, and
yeah,
then
yeah,
rebounding all the time. So what is it?
yeah. I bounced back. So let me also share with you one more book.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book University, and this book is strategies to build women leaders globally. And I have
Mm-hmm.
signed up for hashtag he for she and advocate gender equality globally. And this book I have received a forward from the former Vice President of India, and this book dedicated to Rosa Maya Angelou and Oprah Winfrey. This is the book. You can see
Mm-hmm.
this book I have dedicated.
Mm-hmm.
So you can
Mm-hmm.
see the book is dedicated to Rosa Parks, Maya Angelou, and Oprah Winfrey. So these three women
Mm-hmm.
leaders I
Mm-hmm.
admire very much. This book is about gender and diversity. So likewise, I wrote
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so many books. So this is the book on education and learning. This book is titled Vision 2030 1 million. This book I have dedicated to former uh, President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and I received
Mm-hmm.
forward from Dr. Kiran Bedi, the first women IPS officer from India. So my vision is to
Mm-hmm.
build 1 million students as global leaders by 2030. So like
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
started writing books because I'm writing. I'm passionate about uh, uh, I'm passionate about education and learning. And unfortunately, unfortunately collapsed and I have health issues right now. I had brain stroke and I had blood clotting in my brain. So I'm using blood
Mm-hmm.
thinner. So I'm grateful to you for giving me this opportunity to be interviewed by
Mm-hmm.
you. Yeah.
Not a problem. We're really, because it's
So
it's
next
also,
one.
it's also very inspiring. I mean, for the audience to understand, because we are living difficult time right now, but really listening to your story and listening to what you went through and being able to still, be optimistic about life and continuing to inspiring people is just very powerful. And I think for the audience, this is, something that they can learn from, because and really understand that sometimes things happen, but it doesn't mean that we have to give up. It doesn't mean that we have to, to surrender. There's always hope. As long as we wake up every morning, there's always hope, and there's always something to do. So, I mean, I saw that, you have a book. I wanted to focus on this book, See the Light in You, because I think it's actually very well with, the audience that we have. And I just wanted to know, what led you to write this book, and what is the key message that you bring, to the world with this book.
So thank you for asking this question. A faculty member, and when I became a professor, I started writing books in various categories like student leadership, executive education, training, development. Like that, I started writing books. So I am basically passionate in learning, and my vision is to build 1 million students as global leaders by 2030. So I was training and teaching in college. Then I came to know that some of the young students, they were committing suicide. I felt very bad. I was very much upset why these were happening, because these young people are very precious. They are the strength for the entire, not only for India, entire world. So I was a bit upset. Then I started that challenge. Then I started writing about how to how to address the challenge of suicide. Then I wrote a couple of articles on suicide, how to prevent suicide. So I started writing. Then I started writing about divorces, because divorces are rising globally. So then I started writing about divorces. Then I thought, why not to write about mindfulness also. Then I started writing about mindfulness, wellness, meditation, yoga. So then again, the organizational challenges, stress, burnout, all those things. Then I wrote. Then I talked about taming the monkey mind, how to manage the how to tame the monkey mind. So how to increase the focus. So like various chapters. Then I have created a book, and I have as on mindfulness. Then I requested His Holiness Dalai Lama, the Nobel laureate, to write a foreword for my book titled "See the Light in You." And it was before the pandemic. Then I requested His Holiness Dalai Lama to write a foreword. Then he has asked me to send the entire manuscript. So then I sent the entire manuscript after editing. Then I sent it to His Holiness Dalai Lama, the Nobel laureate. Then he has written a foreword for my book titled "See the Light in You." This is how the journey with His Holiness Dalai Lama has come. So then I felt very much happy that the Nobel laureate, a very renowned person, has written this forward. Then I worked on updated my book. Then I published this book titled "See the Light in You." This is the journey with His Holiness, and this is the journey with the book titled "See the Light." Then what happened? Then 2019, this COVID started. Then I wanted to send a copy of this book to His Holiness Dalai Lama, but he said COVID cases were rising at that time, so now don't come to. I didn't get the opportunity to give a copy of this book. Then COVID started. So this is more relevant about it. The basic idea of writing this book was addressing the suicide. Then I started writing various topics. Then created a book titled "See the Light in You." So then after the COVID, that became more popular, and the book has got very good response and very good number of reviews globally. And this book is more than being published because the COVID has come. Then after COVID, things have changed for worse, and I myself became a victim of COVID. I collapsed due to brain stroke, and I was on the bed for the last 2 years. I am still struggling with the health issues, but because of my willpower and because of my positive attitude and because of the military habits, and I have the habit of waking up morning 4 o'clock and sleeping night 10 o'clock writing. So all those things I was doing it, but for the last 2 years I am not able to write anything. So then what was I started requesting the people to interview me because I started requesting people to interview me. So they were sending me Zoom link, and they interviewed me, and I'm getting good response because I can't write my right hand is paralyzed. So I'm utilizing my time in such a way that I can recover one thing, and I'll become more alert and more agile, and I'll become more mindful. And this is how I'm activating my brain. That's one thing. And also I'm adding my value and making a difference in the lives of others. So this is the story about the book titled "See the Light in You."
So powerful story again, because as you mentioned, there's so much happening right now, and there's people, taking see any issue. It's on the rise, obviously, because with all the challenges that we went through, the pandemic, now the inflation, the economics. So it's important to have someone who can bring a beautiful, a more positive perspective on life. And what do you think people go to this extreme of wanting to not really seeing the light that they have, and whatever is important in them? What do you think is that?
Thing is, I would like to talk about various aspects of mindfulness. What I found this COVID has become a challenge globally. I would like to talk about mindfulness. People often worry about the future, which we can't what happens. And people often think about their unpleasant past that won't come back. And you should learn to live in the present. This is what I believe. Because research shows very clearly that 30% of our precious time we think about the unpleasant past. So let bygones be bygones. That we can't predict. So learn to live in the present. This is the downline. This is the bottom line. Different and unique. And my book talks about every book has got a message. My book sends a strong message that health first, education second, and wealth third. So these are all the things I like to share with the world, and and that is very fragile, and what happens next we can't predict. So be mindful and be ethical, add value, and make a difference in the lives of others. And don't worry unnecessarily about other issues. The life is very short. And although we talk that longevity and people are living for very long, I do admit that living for a very long time and the longevity is going up. But people have more health challenges, especially after COVID have changed, and COVID has become a big challenge for the people across the world. So what we have to do is we should be mindful, and we should be happy in life. And I would like to share that happiness lies within. People often search for stones by leaving gems at home. That means let us look at the gems within us. Why should we search for stones elsewhere? So don't search for happiness elsewhere. Happiness lies, not outside. And let us look at some countries like Finland. They are very happy. Some of the developed countries. A small country like Bhutan, that emphasizes happiness, happiness index they have. It's a very tiny, and they are very happy. And even India, the happiness index is very low because people have so many challenges. Still, people are not happy in India. But hopefully, with the healthcare facilities, and I hope and believe that the happiness index will also go up in India. So this is the story of happiness, and this is about the life. This is my own way of philosophy of life, especially after the COVID, stroke. I've become more philosophical. Here, I was not philosophical. I was taking life for granted. I was taking it easy. Now, understanding how fragile the life is, how short the life is. So enjoy the beautiful moments. Remember, everything happens. So be positive and be resilient, and keep adding value the best possible way, and make people and add value. This is what I strongly believe in. This is what I preach. This is what I practice after the brain stroke.
And it's important, isn't it? With everything that is happening, it's more about it's not really about what's happening. It's really about our own, our own spirit, our own, view, our own reaction. Because, like you said, happiness comes from within. So if we're not convinced that it comes from within, we will be directed by every single event that is happening. And if, the environment is bad, if it's a bad, outcome, then we are dragged into the negativity of this event. But if we know that happiness is within, whatever is happening around us, then we actually are strong and, staying in this keeping this positive energy and understanding that we have actually the power to be happy, and it's not dependent on anyone else. So really, really important message for us. And we have Adigun watching from Nigeria. Is talking about a great book talking about your book and also saying life is short and we should live a value adding life. So just repeating just what you said now, and really happiness is within. So, and thanks is
Happiness
actually
within.
thanking you for that. Yes.
Uh,
I think that is within stick, and I just want to remind whoever is watching, my guest today is Professor Rao. He is known as the father of soft leadership. We're going to have a break and we will be back with Professor to continue this very inspiring conversation and really, again, go deep into what soft leadership is all about and how is he actually promoting him. So don't go anywhere. We are going to be back in a few minutes. So we are back. We are back into our inspiring conversation with Professor Rao, and we are talking about different, important things. We're talking about the book, See the Light within You. We're talking about soft leadership and also in our own journey and is resilience and determination of always doing comebacks from challenges and professor I've actually authored 42 or 52 books. I can't remember anymore, so many books and counting. So obviously there are more coming. And he is known as the father of soft leadership. So, Professor, since you are known as the father of of leadership. Can you tell us leadership and why is it so important, especially right now?
Leadership is very much required. I have seen a couple of videos from some clips I have got from the link about leadership. Leadership is all about expanding the muscle. It's organic. It's a living thing. And leadership means, you have to lead by example, and you have to lead from the front, and you have to walk. You have to walk your talk. In the sense, when you look at leaders, Abraham has been inspiration since my childhood, and when we talk about Abraham Lincoln, I admire him a lot because right from childhood Abraham Lincoln, because he was the first Republican president from America and the 16th president of America, and he organized economy, strengthened the federal structure. He abolished slavery. He ensured the unity of America. So there are so many things I learned from Abraham Lincoln right from my childhood to till date. Is my inspiration. It's not easy. Sometimes people talk about leaders are more born or bred. I would like to say some are made as leaders, but most of the leaders they are made rather than born. That's one thing. And when you want to grow as a leader, to lead from the front, okay, that's one thing. You should be ethical. And currently, if you look at some of the leaders, they are not ethical. Some leaders are cutting their corners. They are more ambitious. So these are the challenges. So when you want to lead, when you want to add value and make a difference, you have to lead from the front. You have to lead by example, and you have to be ethical, and you must achieve success with integrity. And when you want to grow, you should learn, unlearn, and relearn. And you have to adapt with the changing times and technologies, because what worked in the past will not work now. What works now will not work in the future, because changing so rapidly across the world. We are living in a VUCA world. VUCA is the volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. So we are living in that VUCA world. So you need to communicate well. You have to be resilient, and you have to keep learning. So when you do so, you become a successful leader. And I was in the lowest rank of a couple. People think I was an officer. No, I was not an officer. I was an airman. I'm the lowest rank of couple. I rose from humble origins, despite challenges, and I grew out of all the challenges, the financial challenges, mental challenges, all kinds of challenges. But still, I came out because of the power of my inner power that to add value. So you have to unlock your creativity. So you can grow as a great leader. So you should try to excel as a resilient leader. So leadership is a topic with vast. It is easier said than done. Only thing you have to you have to accept criticism, learn from criticism, and there will be toxic leaders and there will be toxic bosses. So many things are there, but still, despite all the challenges, some people they give up because of the leadership. You should never ever give up. So just because of criticism. So criticism is an integral part of life. You should learn, take feedback, learn lessons, and move on. positive way, because leadership is not we talk about soft leadership that you have talked just now. This I would like to talk about this soft leadership. I am known as the father of soft leadership globally. This book is very close to my heart. This book titled New Direction to Leadership. This book I have dedicated to Peter Drucker, the father of modern management, and the father of modern marketing. Has written a foreword for this book, and father of modern HR, Ulrich, has created a leadership grade, and I am known as the father of soft leadership globally because I have published around 10 books, and I have coined this soft leadership because of my passion for leadership, because I'm an Air Force. Then I blended leadership with soft skills because I did my PhD in soft skills by joining in the 2007. I joined, and 2011 I had my PhD in soft skills. So I blended leadership with soft skills and integrate this is soft leadership. And let me briefly explain you about the soft leadership. Soft leadership is all about people orientation without compromising orientation. The soft leadership helps countries achieve peace and prosperity. The soft leadership helps excellence, and the soft leadership is all about partners, not like bosses or subordinates. Okay, there is nothing like hierarchy, top leadership, middle level leadership, or lower level leadership. It's all leaders are like partners. This is the new leadership perspective of mine. And I was an editor of some journals, and I was a reviewer for journals including Emerald, and I have published around 250 research papers and articles in international journals. So because of my credibility and because of my contribution, so I'm now leadership. And the soft leadership is required for all generations, whether they are baby boomers or generation X, generation Y, generation. Especially this soft leadership is more relevant among the millennials and centennials, because centennials very smart and brilliant. So it is more required because these sentinels are very smart and brilliant, and they don't appreciate subordinates. They want to treat others as partners, not like leaders or not like subordinates. So this concept or leadership perspective is very relevant, not only for organizations but also for countries. So this is the top soft leadership. And why I had to coin this leadership perspective was that when I was conducting training programs and MDP programs more than 10 years ago, the audiences and participants asked, why don't you try for a new leadership perspective? Because we have so many leadership styles like autocratic, democratic, delegative, so many leadership like that, so many types of leadership styles. Then I thought, let me work on it, on that. Then I journey with soft leadership.
So a very important concept, especially right now, where the importance of collaboration, the importance of partnership is is there. And also, you talked about us being in the VUCA world. So in a VUCA world where the complexity and there's so many parameters coming in, and so we really need a that can actually cover the full spectrum and help us to to navigate this VUCA world that we are in. and soft leadership is one of them. And we see as well, all the tension between countries, tension in families, in your own family, you just mentioned as well. So this soft leadership has probably played a role for you to be able to navigate all these, negative dynamics and also, get you to, build your resilience as well. So very, very, very important thing to delve in, and also to get the book. I think, and that's one question I wanted to ask you: how do people get your books? Because you've written so many books, and so the one on soft leadership, the one on seeing the light within. So how do people get those books so they can educate themselves and also inspire themselves?
Thank you for this question. See, this book on gender and diversity, which I have dedicated to Oprah Winfrey, all three women leaders. Okay. This book on Vision 2030, 1 million global leaders. This is an education. Then See the Light in You. This is on mindfulness and wellness. Okay. Then this book on I have 52 books right now published. I can't keep all books here, so you can look my books in the shelves. Okay. So all my books are available on Amazon, 4 blog, YouTube channels, and I'm available on social media, especially on LinkedIn is where I am connected daily around for 1 hour. I am connected with the LinkedIn. People are many great connections I am having. So you can copy, you can purchase my books are available. What you have to do is that type my name as Professor M.S. Rao. Professor M.S. Rao. So if you can Google my name, Professor M.S. Rao, you will find my book Amazon. You will find my social media platforms like Twitter, Pinterest, and 2 YouTube channels, 4 blogs. So even Instagram also available. So I'm available, but I'm basically focusing on LinkedIn, and then I'm very active on 2 YouTube. You can be reached out by people globally.
So take notes. So you can find the books on Amazon. And like Professor was saying, by typing Professor M.S. Rao, you should be able to get all the information. He is, active on LinkedIn. And so LinkedIn is, professional platform. So you should find him. I've just put the link here, and also his YouTube channel, where you can also get, to see some of his videos, some of his interview, and get some of his wisdom. I think that's the most important part, that we really want to get the wisdom and the knowledge that you have and that you can share. So we're going to have our last break, and then we'll conclude on this amazing conversation. So so don't go anywhere. We will be back in few minutes.
Tous les souhaits. Qui c'est madame en câlin, même si ça t'a fait la peine. Elle est souffert, moi elle souffert, supporté.
So we are back. We are back with Professor, and we are back to conclude. Unfortunately, there's always, we always have to end, but really wanted to, know more. But if you want to know more, please connect with the professor on LinkedIn, and then really, get, to register on his YouTube channel so that you can get, more information and maybe get the opportunity to get insight on the work that he's doing. But Professor, before we leave, I just want to ask you, what is the message that you want to leave us with today? Something that you think we should really know, or something that will actually build up and help us to go to the next level of our greatness.
Okay, to share with you. This is the book on soft leadership. This book says that treat message from this book is that uh, uh, employees first, customers second, and shareholders third. This is the message from the book. She the light in you sends the message: health first, education second, and wealth third. So the book shares with the message. So the final messages I would like to share with everyone is that be adaptable, be resilient, and never ever give up. Life is great, and achieve success with integrity. To share the final message is that eliminate ego, empathize with others, and express gratitude, and, uh, and emphasize humanity with gratitude.
Fantastic, fantastic. It has been very inspiring, and I know that the audience, will get, so much from this conversation, and also, this powerful message that you just shared about, gratitude, and really, building on the gratitude. Sometimes we as human beings tend to focus only on what's not working, on problems, on challenges, and we forget that, being grateful is what actually build us up. It keeps us going, and that's what keeps us, keep coming even when we have challenges. And you've basically been the living example of that, where going from all the challenges that you had, never given up, and always kept pushing and being grateful for for the life and for the opportunity that you have in your life. Thank you, Professor, for your time and for being with us, and for gracing the platform with your wisdom and with your knowledge and expertise. It has been a pleasure to have you, to host you. And for my viewer, I will be back, for another episode of the Greatness Engineering Hour show next week. So next week, we will go to the US, and we will talk about another book as well. We will talk about Blueprint in Heaven, but really focusing on women in the Bible, because that we have a lot, women in the Bible, but so few, we know there's so few stories of women shared. So that's going to be an interesting one as well, to really discover some of the powerful women in the Bible, and really, have the strong message from the authors of, the co-authors and visionary of this book. So join us to learn more. And again, thank you, Professor, for your time and for full and inspiration today. And we will stay connected. And I encourage as well the audience to connect with you, and to really follow your work, because it is an important work. And as your vision is also a big vision to empower, more people, billion, of people, that's something that, people will definitely connect with. So thank you, and see you all next week.